Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at a word we hear constantly, competition.
It really is everywhere, isn't it? Shapes so much.
Totally. It's in the news, it's on our phones, it dictates market moves. But, how well do we actually grasp all its different facets?
That's the question. It seems simple on the surface.
Right. So our mission today is basically to unpack competition. We've got a bunch of material here, articles, notes, and the idea is to give you a much sharper, more precise feel for this concept.
Mhm.
We'll look at who competitors actually are, the surprising range of how intense competition can get.
Which is fascinating in itself.
Definitely. And then we'll tackle this key distinction, something that really helps, between competing and competitive. It sounds subtle, maybe, but I think you'll find it pretty clarifying for understanding the business world.
It really is powerful once you see it.
Because honestly, getting these terms right isn't just for, academics or people in boardrooms.
Not at all.
It's about giving yourself a better toolkit. You can decode the news better, understand why companies make certain moves, even make smarter choices yourself.
Absolutely. We often just use competition as this sort of catch-all phrase.
Yeah.
But digging into the specifics, that's where you see how markets really tick, why some strategies work and others, well, don't. The language itself is a guide.
Exactly.
You're
A
fine.
guide. I like that. So let's start with the basics. Who are we actually talking about when we say competitors?
Right.
We kind of know instinctively there are big fish and little fish,
Yeah.
right? The material we look at really flags this difference between the main players.
Your key competitors, the dominant ones often.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the minor players, smaller companies, maybe niche specialists or newcomers.
And that distinction isn't just academic. It's really useful because it hints at their strategies.
How so?
Well, a main player, someone with a lot of market share, they might be focused on defending turf, maybe making small improvements.
Okay.
But a minor player, they're often looking to shake things up, find a gap, innovate in a disruptive way to challenge the big guys. Their whole approach is different.
That makes sense. It's like David and Goliath sometimes.
Sort of, yeah. Different goals, different pressures.
And that leads us into something interesting about new industries. You might think a new market starts slow, but often it's like the opposite happens.
Oh, definitely. That's a common pattern.
The source material mentioned how new industries often get this huge influx of competitors right at the start.
A real rush.
And it's not just brand new startups, is it? It's also established companies jumping in, maybe launching a subsidiary or a new division because they see an opportunity.
Exactly. Think about, say, the early days of electric vehicles, or even something like streaming services initially. You had the pioneers, but then suddenly everyone wanted in.
Right. Established players diversifying.
Precisely. And that initial phase, with everyone piling in, it's usually super dynamic, lots of innovation, but also, frankly, pretty fierce rivalry.
Fierce rivalry. Yeah. Everyone's trying to figure out the rules, grab market share, set the standards.
It's a bit chaotic, often, a natural stage before things maybe start to consolidate later on.
And you use the word fierce, which brings us perfectly to the next point, the intensity of competition. It's not just one thing, is it?
Not at all. There's a whole spectrum.
Yeah, the vocabulary here is actually pretty rich. It's not just competitive. We found terms like cutthroat, intense, keen, stiff, ferocious, fierce.
And even low-key or just tough.
Right. What's so interesting, and you touched on this, is that these aren't just like different ways of saying the same thing. They paint a picture of the market's atmosphere, don't they?
Absolutely. They describe very different strategic environments. Think about a cutthroat market, maybe like fast fashion or some consumer electronics.
Okay, yeah. Price wars, constant pressure.
Exactly. Margins are thin, speed is critical. Now contrast that with a low-key competitive environment, maybe bespoke tailoring or high-end consulting.
Right. Competition exists, but it's not about slashing prices.
It's more about reputation, unique skills, relationships. So just knowing that one adjective, cutthroat versus low-key, tells you a huge amount about the pressures and strategies involved.
That's a great way to think about it. It's like a quick diagnosis of the market's personality.
Kind of, yeah. A window into the state of play, as you said earlier.
Okay, cool. Let's shift gears slightly then to this distinction that I found really helpful once I got my head around it. The difference between using the word competing and the word competitive.
Ah, yes. This is a crucial one. Subtle, but important.
It really is. Let's start with competing. We probably get this one more intuitively. Like competing products.
Right. Products fighting for the same customer.
Yeah, like all the different brands of toothpaste on the shelf. They're competing. But The term also pops up in specific phrases. The material highlighted things like competing bids.
Ah, like in a company takeover situation, multiple offers?
Exactly. Or competing offerings, which is just another way to talk about products or services from different companies going head to head.
Like different mobile phone plans, maybe?
Perfect example. Then you've got competing suppliers, companies offering similar stuff, like, I don't know, different catering companies vying for a contract.
Makes sense.
And lastly, competing technologies. This one's interesting, different technical ways to achieve the same goal.
Like historically, Betamax versus VHS, or different standards for Wi-Fi, maybe.
Exactly. So the core idea with competing, it seems, is about the act of rivalry.
Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. It describes the state of being in opposition for the same thing, whether that's market share, a specific deal, customer loyalty, or technological dominance.
Yeah.
They're just in the race.
Okay, just in the race. Got it.
Okay.
But then we get to competitive,
Yeah.
and this is where it changes.
Right. This adds a layer of judgment, of quality.
The source material puts it nicely. A competitive product isn't just in the race, it has real and specific benefits in relation to others of the same type.
And that's the key phrase, real and specific benefits. It implies superiority in some way.
So it's not just another blender on Amazon.
Exactly. Think back to those blenders. Loads of them are just competing. They exist, they blend, they're options. But maybe one specific brand, let's say, is known for being incredibly powerful or durable or having unique features. That one isn't just competing, it's positioned as competitive because it offers something demonstrably better, an edge.
An edge, that's the
Yeah.
word. It's about having a demonstrable advantage.
Precisely. It's a qualitative difference, not just presence in the market. It gives a customer a compelling reason to choose it over the others.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And this idea of having an edge or superiority, it carries through when competitive is used in strategic terms.
Yes, definitely.
Like competitive position. That's not just about the fight, it's about where a company stands overall, right? Its size, growth, profitability compared to rivals.
Exactly. It's a snapshot of its relative strength or weakness in the market landscape. It's about your footing for the longer term, not just the immediate skirmish.
So it connects to the bigger picture, your strategic standing. Then there's competitive pressure. That feels quite intuitive, the force one company puts on another.
Like a price cut from a major player forcing others to react, or a new product launch making existing ones look dated.
Yeah. And competitive prices. Prices that are attractive compared to rivals, offering good value.
Right, not necessarily the absolute cheapest, but good for what you get.
Then a competitive threat. Something a rival might do that could hurt your position.
A potential move, yeah. Launching into your key market, maybe, or developing a breakthrough technology.
And the big one really is competitive advantage.
Ah, the holy grail.
Right. This is when a company has that superior product or better performance or lower cost, something that truly sets it apart and lets it outperform rivals.
That's what everyone's striving for, ultimately, that sustainable edge.
And all of this thinking, all these moves, feed into competitive strategy, which is the plan, the roadmap for how you're going to achieve that success against your competitors. And, whole field of study itself.
It really is. And looking at these terms together, you see how competitive leans much more towards strategic intent and assessment of quality or performance.
Yeah, it's not just about being there, it's about being good.
It raises that question constantly. What actually gives a company or a product that edge? Is it innovation, cost efficiency, brand reputation, marketing?
Right. It forces you to look deeper than just they sell similar things.
Exactly. It's about that qualitative superiority, that deliberate effort to stand out and win, not just participate.
So let's bring this back to, everyone listening. What does all this mean for you? Why should you care about this maybe seemingly small linguistic difference?
Well, it's not small in its implications.
No, exactly. This deeper understanding, it's like getting a new pair of glasses for viewing the commercial world. It lets you analyze the news much more accurately. When a report says a company faces intense competition, you now have a better sense of what that really implies. Is it a price war? Cutthroat. Is it about innovation? Is someone posing a major competitive threat?
You can read between the lines much better.
Yeah, and you can understand company actions better. Are they just sort of competing, treading water? Or are they making moves to build a genuine competitive advantage? You can spot the difference in their strategy.
And it even applies to your own choices as a consumer, doesn't it?
Totally. Think about buying anything, a phone, a car, even choosing a coffee shop. You can start to see which options are just competing offerings, basically similar choices,
Just alternatives.
and which ones are truly offering competitive benefits, real specific advantages that actually make a difference to you. Better features, better service, better value, whatever it is.
It helps you filter the noise and focus on what actually provides superior value for your needs.
It just gives you a sharper, more critical eye. You see beyond the marketing hype sometimes.
A more nuanced lens, definitely. Better questions, more discerning choices.
Okay, so that pretty much wraps up our deep dive into the world of competition for today. We've unpacked quite a bit.
We covered some good ground.
Yeah, we looked at who competitors are, those main versus minor players, and how new industries often kick off with that big burst of activity.
Right, that initial dynamic phase.
We explored the language used to describe how companies compete, that spectrum from cutthroat all the way to low-key.
Giving flavor to the fight.
Exactly. And crucially, we spent time on that distinction between simply competing, being in the race, and being truly competitive, having that edge, those real specific benefits.
A difference that shifts focus from just rivalry to actual strategic advantage and quality.
So here's something to maybe mull over as you go about your day.
Okay.
Think about all the competing offerings you encounter constantly.
Yeah.
Just look around you, brands on a shelf, services advertised, apps on your phone.
You're everywhere.
And then, using what we've talked about, ask yourself, okay, which of these are just competing? And which ones truly competitive products or services? Which ones offer me, personally, real specific benefits that make them stand out?
That's a great takeaway. Shifting from just seeing alternatives to evaluating genuine competitive edge based on value, it really can change how you perceive your choices and the market itself, makes you a much more informed observer and consumer.